Well, it's a very large environment in Europe. Europe deals with nearly 60% of national legislation. In this 60% of national legislation, there's also a part for the environment. In the European Parliament, there's a specific committee on environment, and they approve regulations and directives on these kind of issues in order to preserve the nature of the Europeans. Most recently, a regulation on nature restoration law passed, and soon the member states will have to implement this regulation of the European Union, which will affect not only farmers but also hunters, because there are some points which have to be respected, and the European Union will follow up if this regulation is implemented in the member states. And not only that, but because we have many other kind of regulations, but I would like to follow the interview a little bit, so I do not speak in a row right now, and there might be specific topics you want to address to the Danish.
Yeah, I would like to hear how the EU Parliament, what are their feelings, what are their approach to hunt?
In general, it's quite diverse. In the European Parliament, we have 720 members from all the political spectrums, from far right to the center, moderates, the two big, the socialist and the EPP, the conservative, and you have also the far left, and even members of parliament who want that all this system stops, and anti-Europeans. So it's a very open parliament, so we have also enemies inside. But I can tell you that regarding our sector, which is biodiversity, animals, environment, the two main political parties, together with more conservative right parties, are much more in favor to maintain a status quo.
So, what do you think hunt will be in Europe 20 years ahead?
I'm a very positive person. I think 20 years ahead, that's more than one generation. Where we will stand at that time in 20 years, it's very difficult to foresee. But I think what will influence very positively is the climate change, which is affecting. And we are part also as hunters in order to protect our citizens and to fight against the climate change, because climate change is changing the shape of nature. And for hunters, we need to protect the nature. So I'm quite positive that our stance to defend hunting will increase, also because national organizations are getting more and more together day by day, and we're starting to have a common voice. I'm referring myself to the growth of SCI, for example, and also FACE, which is the Federation of European Hunters, which gathers together 7 million hunters. We have lots of challenges. In June, beginning of June, the first week of June, nearly 500 million Europeans will elect a new parliament. To elect a new parliament is always very challenging, because on national level, in many European member states, the vote is not for European issues, because it's very difficult to convey that message to the citizens. So it's always what I call a contaminated vote. It's much more what is the national government doing, and on national level, rather than what is the European Union doing for the good of the citizens. Challenges we have a lot, and I will take my mobile because I'm very open for that. But I have a long list of challenges we can have in the next legislature, 24-29. And there will be a new proposal, for example, on lead ammunition.
What is that?
Lead ammunition.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Lead ammunition. There will be a new animal welfare package, and that will affect, for example, hunting with dogs. We had the example recently in Spain where new national legislation came through, and they want to include hunting dogs at the same level as domestic animals. And that was quite a big issue in Spain, but finally the legislator decided to not put in the same legislation hunting dogs, so they are excluded from that. But you never know. There will be the reform of the Common Agriculture Policy. And we are also watching the EU multi-annual budget to be set in 2027. There will be a review on the seal trade ban. There will be a review on the firearms directive, which is also very important to follow. A new listing proposal for invasive alien species. The new European biodiversity policy initiatives toward 2050, and also the new election of the Environment Commissioner. That's also very important and challenging this year. A directive or a regulation or a strategy, it's not very clear right now, which is called From Farm to Fork, which will imply all the chain from when the animal is killed and it will arrive to your dish.
Yes.
And all that regulation. So what we are doing, and SCI is influencing directly, is to have that, we follow that regulations, and we try that these regulations do not affect hunting and hunters, and also all the industries around the hunting.
As far as
So
I remember,
the list is still very long.
yeah,
But
I'm breathless already. But as far as I remember, the greenies and the anti-hunters, they have a yearly budget in Brussel around 70 million euros or something like that. And the FACE's budget is around 1 million euro. It's an equivalent of €1 per hunter.
yeah,
No less. It's 1 krone per hunter.
One crown,
it's a
yeah,
very low amount of money.
yeah.
So, question: how much money do you guys need to deal with the greenies and the lack of knowledge in the parliament?
Personally, I don't think it's a question of money.
Okay.
It's a question of willingness. The main point is that the greenies, the anti-hunters, are in Brussels all the time, walking through the corridors of the European Parliament, European Council, European Commission. We have to have you more in Brussels. Come to Brussels, and we have to organize more seminars, more roundtables, more informative spots. In America, they called it Lobby Day, things like that. We have to be more, they have to see us.
Yeah.
They're very often in Brussels, but it's always a very closed event. Yeah. We should be more open. Yeah. We should be more advocative. We shouldn't be shy on social media. You saw this week that Botswana wants to send 20,000 elephants to Germany.
Yes.
So that's the kind of communication strategy we have to implement. We shouldn't be shy. Well, you as hunters and all European citizens are convoked to the European elections on the 9th of June. Political parties, your national political parties, are already programming the campaign. for you Danish, it's very important that hunters try to contact the political parties and to convey the pro-hunting message, so that the members elected also join us, because in September, maybe October, there is a figure which is called the intergroup, which are it's a horizontal, let's say, committee with members of all the political spectrum. Also Greens belong to this countryside and biodiversity intergroup, where non-legislative issues are dealt in the European Parliament together with legislators and experts. So it's very important that your members, future members of the European Parliament, that they sign up the election manifesto. We are supporting as SCI together with FACE, who is promoting this, in order to have one common voice in the European Parliament, and that also not only members of the European Parliament but civil servants can get directly first-hand information and not manipulated, false or non-scientifically contrasted information which is spreading and spread by the anti and the environmentalists of the European Parliament. These elections look good. Forecasts see, what I see right now, 2 months ahead, is that forecasts are quite good for us, because Greens might not have a big win in these elections, but these votes can also go to the extremes. So somehow extremes in Europe are quite frightening, and that frightened also the democratic center. And I think we have to focus on the democratic center, where most of your members will be elected for the European Parliament. So first, go on the 9th of June, vote, and vote to pro-hunting parties.